Did you ever feel like your entire world was a carefully constructed lie? Buckle up, because mine was. And I'm about to spill all the tea. Okay, so picture this. A small town in Texas, the kind where everyone knows everyone's business. I'm Claire Dawson, and until my parents tragically passed away when I was 22, I thought I had it all. A loving family, a bright future, and a comfortable life. My parents left a substantial inheritance, not millions, but enough to set us both up. Here's where the Texas-sized treachery begins. My older brother, Mark, the golden boy, was named executor of the will. I trusted him implicitly, thinking we were a team, ready to face this new chapter together. I was young, grieving, and utterly naive. The will stipulated that the assets should be divided fairly, ensuring both of us were secure. But Mark, driven by greed and a long-simmering sense of entitlement, saw an opportunity. He manipulated the legal process, twisting the narrative, and ultimately securing the lion's share of the inheritance for himself. Claiming I was too young and irresponsible to handle such a large sum, he presented fabricated evidence to the probate court, painting me as a flighty spendthrift incapable of managing my own finances. I was devastated, not just by the loss of my parents, but by the betrayal of the one person I thought I could always rely on. The aftermath was brutal. Stripped of my rightful inheritance, I was forced to fend for myself. Mark, meanwhile, lived lavishly, flaunting his newfound wealth, oblivious to the pain he had inflicted. The small town, once a haven, now felt like a cage, its whispers echoing Mark's betrayal. I worked tirelessly, piecing together a life from scratch, fueled by a burning desire for justice, or maybe just revenge. I took on odd jobs, from waitressing at the local diner to tutoring younger students, saving every penny, my mind constantly strategizing, plotting my comeback. The emotional toll was immense. The grief compounded by anger and resentment. Sleep was a luxury, replaced by nightmares of Mark's smug face and the sting of his betrayal. I knew then that I wouldn't rest until he paid the price for what he had done. This wasn't just about money, it was about the principle, the utter disregard for family, and the sanctity of our parents' wishes. It was about proving him wrong, showing him that I was far from the irresponsible fool he had portrayed me to be. Years passed, and I became a different person. The naive young woman had been replaced by a shrewd, resourceful, and determined survivor. I learned the intricacies of the legal system, immersing myself in business and finance, quietly building my own empire. I moved away from the small town, shedding the weight of its judgment and whispers. I channeled my anger into ambition, my pain into motivation. I understood I couldn't just confront him. I needed a plan, something that would hit him where it hurt the most. It wasn't easy. There were moments of doubt, times when I questioned whether this relentless pursuit of vengeance was worth sacrificing my own happiness. But the memory of his betrayal, the image of him reveling in his ill-gotten gains, always reignited the fire within me. I meticulously gathered evidence, documenting Mark's reckless spending and questionable business dealings. I knew that if I played my cards right, I could expose his deceit and reclaim what was rightfully mine. My opportunity finally arrived when Mark decided to expand his business, investing heavily in a new venture that seemed promising but was fraught with risk. I saw my chance to strike. Using my newfound knowledge and resources, I discreetly undermined his efforts, manipulating the market and exposing his vulnerabilities to his competitors. It was a calculated move, designed to cripple his finances and shatter his reputation. As his empire began to crumble, I watched from the shadows, a sense of cold satisfaction washing over me. It wasn't about the money anymore. It was about justice, about making him understand the consequences of his actions. I knew this path wasn't morally righteous, but I truly felt he deserved it. The weight of my parents' legacy demanded it. I ensured his business associates knew of his treacherous past. The downfall was swift and devastating. Mark's business crumbled, his reputation tarnished, and his lavish lifestyle vanished. He was left with nothing, stripped of his wealth and the respect of his peers. He returned to our small town, a broken man, haunted by his mistakes. The whispers that once celebrated his success now mocked his failure. He came to me, begging for forgiveness, pleading for a second chance. And here's where the twist comes in. I looked him in the eye, saw the genuine remorse in his face, and something inside me shifted. The anger, the resentment, the burning desire for revenge all seemed to dissipate. I realized that his suffering was punishment enough. I had become the exact thing that I hated. I told him I didn't hate him. I told him that our parents would want us to be together. I offered him a lifeline, a chance to rebuild his life, not with handouts, but with genuine support and guidance. I helped him find a job, connect with resources, and start anew. It wasn't easy, but slowly, painstakingly, he began to heal. Our relationship transformed from one of bitter rivalry to one of cautious reconciliation. I found peace in letting go of the past, in choosing forgiveness over vengeance. His remorse was what truly mattered to me. The money was never worth it. But here's the real twist. While I did help him rebuild his life, I also made sure he understood the consequences of his actions. I didn't let him forget the pain he inflicted. He works for me now, managing a small branch of one of my companies, always under my watchful eye. It's not about control, but about accountability. He's a changed man, humbled and grateful. And me. I finally found peace not in revenge, but in redemption, both his and mine. So what do you think? Crazy story, right? Let me know in the comments if you've ever experienced anything like this. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it, comment with your thoughts, subscribe for more crazy stories, and share it with your friends who love a good family drama. Thanks for watching.